I might not be alive to contest in 2027, says Peter Obi. Peter Obi cried out to the world that, some people want to take his life.
This story dominated social media all weekend. Peter Obi's explosive interview, in which he alleged government persecution over airport parking rules, sparked a fierce response from the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, who in a lengthy post on X fired back, ordering Peter Obi to publicly apologize to airport staff and pay a 25,000 naira fine for what he described as wrongful parking at Abuja Airport or face fan action. Within 1 week, Keyamo attached CCTV footage to the post, stating that on July 4th, Peter Obi's police driver parked his vehicle unattended in a prohibited drop-off zone for approximately 30 minutes. Keyamo said the CCTV footage confirms that nobody was in the vehicle when it was clamped, meaning security staff had no idea whose car it was. He added that Peter Obi then called the airport manager personally, introduced himself, and used his influence to get the vehicle released without paying the fine. Keyamo described Peter Obi's subsequent claims of persecution as a false narrative designed to score cheap political points. Well, this generated fierce debate online, with many asking whether a sitting minister should personally intervene in a routine parking fine or leave it to airport authorities. And I'll read some reactions online. This is from Solution, not Soludo. Solution. Who wrote?
Soludo is Mr. Solution.
Yes, so he's Soludo Solution. You're correct.
Yes.
Well, this is not Soludo. He wrote, this video doesn't even prove anything. If for anything, the video proves Peter Obi right. First, according to the narrator, if you leave the car behind, it will be locked. However, the driver was hovering around the car, but immediately he went the other way. Those guys came and locked the car. That's a clear sign of targeted monitoring and waiting for the driver to step out so the car can be locked. Second, there are other cars parked in front of the car, but the video doesn't show that those other cars were locked too. Also, what's the difference between parking the car and remaining inside the car, and parking the car and leaving the car behind for a moment? All these don't prove anything but further support Peter Obi's claim of targeted bullying. For me, that's what I saw with the CCTV footage. I did see that, the driver was going in and out, but there were other cars that were parked in that same lane. What happened? So that question should also be raised. But also the question about why is a minister responding to a parking fine? Well, Julius Adebayo wrote, Peter Obi's case ceased to be an ordinary parking enforcement matter the moment he publicly alleged that the federal government was trying to frustrate and intimidate him. Once such a serious allegation was made against government institutions, the ministry was duty-bound to establish the facts. Releasing CCTV footage and explaining the sequence of events was aimed at addressing those allegations with evidence. The real question isn't why Keyamo responded. The question is, should the government have remained silent after being accused of political persecution? Public allegations deserve public clarification, backed by facts, but you wouldn't know that since you're, I guess they're responding to Peter Obi's support. And then finally, Ada Obu wrote on X, as a member of the team that accompanied His Excellency Peter Obi to the Abuja airport on Saturday, July 4th, I can state categorically that he does not have a police officer as his driver in Abuja. Therefore, if airport CCTV captured a police officer entering the driver's seat of a vehicle, that vehicle could not have been Mr. Peter Obi's. It is also important to note that Mr. Obi travels through as many as 10 10 Nigerian airports every week. Over time, there have been several acts of hostility directed at him and members of his team by airport personnel across different locations. Well, based on the account shared by the Honorable Minister, it is clear that the incident Mr. Obi referenced during his interview with Chude did not occur on the date or at the airport cited by the minister. There are plainly two different incidents.
Now, and I take note of that because last week, Mr. Peter Obi said he's receiving the kind of treatment, the kind of vibes, either with his business or with his other activities, that will give the impression that he may not be alive before the 2027 general election. Yes. And that's a very serious allegation that the state should take seriously, because in this country we have had cases of political persecution in different shapes. We have even had cases of unresolved assassination. It was in this country that Chief Bola Ige was killed. It was in this country that Chief Dikibo was killed. It was in this country that Funsho Williams was killed. It was in this country that Suliat Adedeji was killed. So if you are a politically exposed person and you then say that you have fears and anxieties about the way, you know, the kind of reactions you are getting from the state, I think the state has an obligation to take it seriously.
Yes.
The state has an obligation to ensure the protection of Mr. Peter Obi, whatever the details may be, as well as other persons of political interest. Nobody should have any anxiety that he may die before the election.
Right.
And that protection is very important.
Right.
Because in other jurisdictions, when you are politically exposed, you are entitled to a certain level of protection.
Yes.
The fact that you want to be president, or you want to be governor, or you want to be even local government chairman, does not mean you should lose your life in the process.
And last week we did see a response from Bayo Ononuga, which we actually reacted to, and that was quite... Yeah.
So I don't know, and I'd like to put it on a book question. As the Department of State Security officially giving Peter Obi security aid as we speak, because as a presidential candidate, state security is mandatory, is entitled. So have they officially given him? Because if they're officially giving him, is the security aid by the state that should be handling all of this? But secondly, Oji, you will be a blind man to say there's no political persecution against Peter Obi. Festus Keyamo is my friend and brother, but this their reaction just confirmed it. Pure and simple. We're in this country where they were begging for Kwamwan. They make the brass that went to stay in front of Flea.
That was something.
If Obi stayed in front of Flea like that, the country would have scattered. We're in this country now where they were begging for Kwamwan, where they were saying that, please leave him, we know what he has done. So then the next thing, a video comes out. It was unnecessary. Like I said, it is not everything the government reacts. If Obi had even said that, I mean, they could have just kept quiet, and it's not everything. It was unnecessary. Secondly, Oji, we're in this country when my very good friend and brother, Governor Monday Okpebolo, said Peter Obi should not enter Edo States without getting security clearance from him. Oji, you know what happened that day? There were gunshots.
Yes, we took the story live.
And we're gunshots. So if you say that's not political persecution, enough. We're here where people were saying that we want to debate you. Everything is this Obi. If this government feels that Obi is not peppering them in any way, that is a no contest and everything, if the man talk, don't respond. But as long as you keep responding, it means that is a very fundamental factor in all of this. The man has come out to say again that most of his friends don't even talk to him. He's been ostracized in parties and everything. I mean, you will be blind to see that these are not political persons. And quickly they remove CCTV. Oshomole, so they didn't remove CCTV. Oshomole was going and defending it.
Yes, I mean, thank you all for your submission. And this is a sort of conversation we need to have in the lead up to the 2027 elections. We don't want to hear that the opposition is unfairly targeted. And I believe that his, comments or his allegations should be investigated. There was another ex-user that I read saying that Peter Obi does not travel with police in Abuja. They should investigate that. Yeah. Was that the actual CCTV footage? And if it wasn't, what are the legal implications? Let's take a look.
The way they are going now, Trudy.
Yes. So there's a possibility you may not be a candidate based on how...
Not even a candidate. I might not even be alive. I'm telling you. Every single thing I do for a living, This government is frustrating it. Deliberately so. Everything. So there's even possibility if they have opportunity, I will not be alive.
Oh wow, that's a big...
It's an accusation. I know I get frustration every day because you do things that you think they will be normal. It is not normal any longer. They won't come directly and say, oh, we're doing this, but you could see their hand in virtually everything.
So the government is attacking you personally?
They're attacking everybody who is in opposition personally.
Right.
I am being attacked personally.
Right.
Everything, even to provide me with necessary things that I should have been entitled to. Not at all. You're struggling to get it every day. Every day, you're struggling to get it. Little things. I had a case recently at the airport.
Okay.
Where people who work in the airport came and locked my car. And I said, it's me. The person on the side said, he doesn't care. But I said, look at the cars of other people. And you could see them talking to each other, you know, as if, who is this one? We have divided the country, breeding hatred among us. That's why I keep saying, I want to bring back unity where there's division. I want to show love, compassion, care. It's gone out of here. I said, I'm looking at somebody. He locked my car in front of me. And saying, you're not supposed to park here. But there's cars here. So what is the exception to my own? Through the Anansi people I know, at the airport, they will not greet me. Because they are fearing that if they greet me,
they become targets of the government.
Thank you. And now people send me invitation and say, my son, my daughter is wedding, but please don't come. Yes. Truly, I'm telling you, I'm doing this, but I just want to notify, but don't come. I'm doing burial of my this, but don't come. These are my friends.
Because they're afraid of being targeted by the government.
Completely. I'm doing 70th birthday, I'm doing 60. Peter, you know how these people are. Don't come.
Wow.
What country is that? You can't live like that. And everybody's saying, Peter, be careful. Peter, be careful. What is being careful? I went to, but the governor said, this man has not called. And I said, this. They said, no, Peter. But I've told my children. I've told my wife. Whatever happens, so